Hey, howdy, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the art villa found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. And happy spring and all that. So I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and I said, who's going to win the race to mow their yard first? He always wins. But just in case, he played psychological warfare on me, and he said, well, I need to replace the belts on my mower. It looks like you're going to be the first one to mow your yard this year. He was just putting me off a few days because he had to do a few things, and he wanted to cause me to relax, to put me off my guard. And sure enough, he was out the other day, mowing his lawn. Damn you! You won again. Now, before I get into the records, oh, by the way, I got records. Before I get into the records, just a narrow stack, but a good stack. I got to tell the story. I got to do the follow-up of the story. Okay, you know, I was complaining about DivShare, and how every year something doesn't work. There's problems, and well, there's like another problem, which is none of my files are playing. It looks like they're there. For some reason, I can find the file. If I click on it, does it play? If I put it in this new HTML5 player, they don't play. But if I upload the file again, it's got a new path, and I delete the old file and it plays. All right. So that's not a good thing. I don't think that's a good thing. Well, so anyway, not to the end of the story first. Let's go and so the Amazon thing. That looked like a great thing. Here's IT services from Amazon. They've got a bunch of really complicated services and everything there, but they're not made apparently for the hobbyist like me, Manic Mark. Okay, but they gave you the free cloud space. Now this is different. Amazon now has launched a cloud service that will compete with, I don't know if it will compete other cloud services, because it's $60 a year, okay, for a certain amount of data. They've got like it's split in two. They've got images and they've got everything else, like you could store videos. But in a separate area on their website, there's IT services, which also includes a cloud. All right, and there's free space in there too. But I don't know what my bandwidth usage is with DivShare. I know, but it's $60 a year, and I upload everything. In 4 years, everything's there, and I still have. I never use up the bandwidth or the storage. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's the perfect business model. That's what I can't. Anyway, but because I was upset, I did all this thing, and I spent like 2 days. I mean, literally 8 hours probably uploading files. Like all of half of this year, 2015. I uploaded all the files, changed everything because I have to cut and paste the code in and change the path and all that. That's a lot of work. So then after about 4 days, I get a bill for March for 85 cents. Okay, because the date just turned. I'm like, oh, that's not good. And you think, well, 85 cents, what's the big deal? Well, I got like 3.5 more years worth of stuff to upload. And it was only for a few days. So in a couple more days, I get a bill for $1.24 for April. I'm like, this can't work. So what they're charging a lot of money for their server space and bandwidth. It's not like Amazon Prime. Free bandwidth with your Amazon Prime membership. So then I spent another 2 days deleting everything and putting it back the way it was. Well, I can't say fortunately. So what happens is I finally get a response, which almost never happens, from DivShare, and it's one guy. I think it's a guy that runs servers out of his basement. And he says, well, sorry, when the RAD crashed in the middle of March, you lost all your data. You're going to have to upload everything again. He didn't even, well, he said sorry. Sorry for the inconvenience. Are you kidding? 4,000 files? Well, this will give me a chance to go back in and proofread everything. There's a lot of things that need to be updated, but I just don't know if I've got the time. Anyway, what was the point? The point is people are trying to help me by suggesting that, and that's great, but I must say that I've spent And of course I probably overlooked something, but I've spent literally hours and hours and hours researching other ways to do this. Including today, I started to look in how to hook up my own server to the web. I just, it's not going to do that. Not going to do that, and I think I'll just continue to. So that's why I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it because all the other services like Google Cloud, Google Drive, and many of the other services don't, if they provide a player, it's like an awkward big player with multiple tracks. It's just it's too cumbersome, it's too big for these blog posts, all right? Or they don't provide, probably just because they don't want people using their services, streaming, file service to stream media. There's no direct path. You need a hot link or a direct path to the file to make most players work. And it's not. It's like I spent $10 today to sign up to Box.com for the month, right? And I'm sure I'm out the $10 even though I only used the service for about a half an hour. Oh, you have to pay to get a direct link. Okay, well the direct link's not a direct link. It's a direct link to the app. So if you put that in, a document, then their application, their big player loads. It's not a direct link to the file. Wow, that was a lot of talking. Let's go right to the records. It's American contemporary music. It's contemporary, meaning American contemporary, meaning in this case small group, orchestrated, weird stuff. It's hopefully weird. It's atonal, kind of, avant-garde. Frankly, much of it sounds the same, but I like it. Live from Palm Springs, it's Grace and Phil Moody. Grace and Phil Moody doing all your favorites like Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy and Somewhere My Love and a Billie Holiday medley. I can't even imagine what that's going to sound like. More American contemporary music. You can tell it's contemporary because always the kind of the weird, not so good modernist graphic on the front cover. It was distinctive, but they're not very good graphics. Let me just say that. Now, thrift store today, 3 records for $1. Just total budget, but great covers. In this case, it's some Chicky Poo in a pile of hay. Showtime. Why is a Chicky Poo in a pile of hay for something like this? Well, Oklahoma. Okay. Marion the Librarian. What show does that come from? It's the nation's top tunes. That's right. All the top tunes by Al Gary and his orchestra on it's the I know they got a name, a Parade. That's right. I think it's anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay. And it's Willie Aluyaye. It's Hawaiian music. It's just probably the same Hawaiian music, just a different cover. There's probably 29 of these out there under different Parade, again, the budget labels. It's a British release. It's a Decca British, and it's really shiny cover, but really flimsy paper stock. Bill Saville and his orchestra. It's not. It's like for dance music. It's not. The names of the songs are the names of the dance, like samba, rumba, and tango. Somebody dumped a few of their dance records, and I picked this one up just because the black and white snapshot was kind of just a harsh, kind of like a weird dance cover type photograph. Hugh Montenegro, one of my favorite composers. Most of his stuff, some of his stuff I don't care for because it's just. He got into doing the Moog early pop for the pop sort of mood pop trend using the Moog and Moog. So everybody I corrected on that every time, and I do it wrong. So really fun and great stuff. Not all of it, but most of it. In this case, the cover was saved by another American contemporary. Milton Babbitt. I'm familiar with him, and Charles Wurian, also familiar with him. Probably got this on its turnabout. The Fine Arts Quartet. It's, yes, of course, I've got the compositions, other people doing the compositions. In this case, it's the Fine Arts Quartet doing Worrian and Babbitt. I'll get it straight yet. And last but not least, on the bottom of the stack, it's a minty fresh song poem album. Looks like a UFO, doesn't it? But I don't think it's supposed to be that. I don't think it's meant to be that. But it's. It looks like a UFO of a city. It's a UFO city. It's like a alien city shooting laser beams, destructive high energy beams down onto Los Angeles, perhaps, to Hollywood. Anyway, song poem album for those of you, everybody's watching this knows, but they took it down. Oh yeah, Hulu had a great PBS documentary on song poems, just fabulous. I've watched it 5 times. It's gone. Anyway, there are people that wrote poems, and they were like one guy sitting in a room with a lounge band would solicit people. Hey, we'll make you a millionaire song writer. Just send us your poems, and we'll turn them into songs with some cash. Put some cash in the envelope, so people would send money, and they would put the poems on the records. So song poems, that's where it came from. Usually the people that they spend no time writing the songs and that are money on singer vocalists. So they're classic and they're highly collectible, and usually they bring good money on eBay. Anyway, there's great titles on here like Ancient Mysteries, okay, or Got No Woman, One Little Mistake, Ready to Roll. This is American Car Dealers. It's all American Car Dealers Christmas. What else is that? I Wish I Were Your Friend. It's all country tunes. Which won't be. It's the lounge stuff's a little bit better. The country stuff's it's going to be good anyway. So what was I going to say about song poems? Oh, anyway, so the why they aren't successful, other than the fact they spent no money doing arrangements and time or money or hiring competent musicians, and sometimes just using, in the case of Royal Master, just using stock music in the background. Sometimes the same music behind a poem on a record more than one time. Okay, but it just goes to show you that you just can't write a poem and then make a song out of it, because songs require rhythm, and the words need the rhythm needs to fit the words, and words need to fit the rhythm. And when people write poetry, they don't know that, they don't hear it. And so, but these guys, they can't change the words, so they just have to do it sometimes, however it comes out. It's not completely their fault. It's everybody's fault in the entire world. That's why these records sound the way they do. Everybody's to blame. Anyway, now, go on to the musical sample.
Has fallen, must have been exciting. Now you can bow to the ground, and your playhouse revealed how quickly you feel. But there's no easy way down. I can say I've seen it all. I have seen Rome before the fall.